Now today we're going to be talking about some of the most underrated characters in Blue Lock. These are characters I feel that have been a little overshadowed or do not get a lot of love anymore. This is my own biased list, so let me know who I left off the list and who you feel is underrated. First we have Karson. Now Karson is the number 3 top striker in Blue Lock in the 3rd selection. Karson has a philosophy to win all of his matches. He tends to look down on people he finds mediocre. He is wary of his surroundings and is able to control and produce chemical reactions with those around him. He is intelligent but has a sharp tongue and never misses a chance to insult someone, whether friend or foe. He has his own rules that he forces upon others to make matches go as planned. He dislikes it when anything goes wrong or even if it doesn't make a big difference, so it looks like to others he is always complaining. He was able to put up a good fight against the top 2 of Rin and Shido, but ultimately lost. He can shift the center of gravity and has an overwhelming feint, and he is the best ball keeper in Blue Lock and has great feint techniques. He's the ultimate trickster. I think he's highly underrated and could serve a great purpose later on in the series. They even call him Karson the Assassin. He uses his sharp analytical ability to snuggle out the weak link players in the opposing team, and then spends the rest of the match thoroughly crushing them. Karson uses his hand to keep players away from the ball. He can gauge the distance between himself and his opponents to block them off, and create the space to steal the ball. During the under 20 match, Karson showed his leadership ability on defense, often communicating with the other defensive players to strategize against the quickly incoming under 20 players. He commands players like Hiyori and Yukimiya in terms of attacking and defending, even if the players are aware of what to do. He also is willing to use every advantage at his disposal, shown when he asks the referee to card Shido for happening to kick Rin in the face. I really like Karson because of the leadership he showed during the under 20 match. He was able to keep everyone calm and commanded everyone on what to do in key situations. This type of leadership is what they needed during the under 20 match to stay composed and fight on. I have no doubt that he is the key to linking Rin and Shido together as the midfielder, and he will increase his own skills as well. His playstyle is very cool as well, and his personality fits for an assassin type style of play where he goes after the weak. Karson is renowned for his tactical shrewdness, having a reputation for targeting an enemy team's weakest link / player and focusing his plays against them. His analytical ability was at such a level that Ego made the decision to position him as a defensive midfielder of the Blue Lock 11 to act as the beating heart of the team. Transitioning from defense to offense, Karson has demonstrated an incredible grasp of tactics, being able to break down the under 20's defensive setup and the likely steps they will take to prevent an attack. After doing so, he was able to organize an attack with both Otoya and Shigeru to break through their defense, leading the Blue Lock's second goal. Karson has also shown good awareness, knowing when to stall in the defense against Sai, giving his team time to organize, as well as when to join the offensive line, providing an extra option. I think Karson was a very underrated player, and during the under 20 match he was mainly the vocal leader, so we didn't see too much of him with the ball, but the input on the team was irreplaceable. I'm hoping to see a lot from him coming soon. Next we have Otoya. Now Otoya was the 4th ranked player going into the 3rd selection, and he teamed up with Karson as well. Now Otoya was known as a shadow striker and descends from ninjas. I really like Otoya's ninja stealth-like playstyle and his incredible speed. I feel Otoya is super underrated as well, as we did not see too much of him during the under 20 match, except when he helped get KiiNGKhyy to almost score. He eventually gets taken out of the game for Baro, and we do not see him again until the NEO, where he's on Barca with Bachira. Now also on Barca, we did not see too much of Otoya either, so I can't say what he has improved on, but he was a really cool character that they introduced with Karson, and I think he is still underrated with his skills. With one of his main skills being his agility, Otoya is incredibly quick on his feet, reacting quickly to opposing players and using his speed to intercept them. He's swift enough to intercept Shido's aggressive dribbles as well as stop Rin in his tracks. His speed is at such a level that Ego positioned him in the Blue Lock 11 with the express purpose of using his speed to get in behind the opposing defenders. Also with his stealthy steps through combining his agility with his off the ball movements, Otoya is able to very quickly weave in between opposing players, without them realizing before it's too late to react. He was able to do this to get the better of both Hiyori and Rin during the 3rd selection, as well as Hiyori and Nanase to score a goal. It is this technique which gives him his ninja epithet. I wonder if Otoya will get more recognition later on in the series, but it feels like now the author has already moved on from him. Now we have Nico. Now Nico has gotten some more time recently with the latest chapter showcasing his metavision, but I feel like he has been left out a lot before then. Nico has shown a lot of potential, especially in the under 20 matches. He's able to stop Shido, but unfortunately got injured, causing him to have to be taken out. I think he showcased a lot in being Blue Lock's watchtower and was able to grow a lot since then. He now plays for Ubers, who thrive in defense and tactics, so this will help him out a lot as he was one of the only players in Blue Lock who used tactics to win games. With spatial awareness, Nico analyzes the entire field, taking account of both his allies and opponents' weapons, positions, and actions to be able to determine the next play and respond accordingly. Nico's ability to read rival Asagi, who is himself one of the most tactically aware players in Blue Lock. Asagi himself has on occasion been impressed with the sheer scope of Nico's vision and ability to read the state of play. With his tactical ability, Nico organized team-wide defensive playstyle, as well as their offensive strategy, acting as the core of their team, breaking up the opponent's attacks and initiating his own team. Nico's also demonstrated that he can read the way a pass was made and his flight path to determine the best way to intercept it. Nico also plays a watchtower type of soccer by focusing his vision not on the player who has the ball, but rather on the players around them. Nico was able to act as a watchtower in the defensive line, determining the most dangerous threat to his team's goal and the likely path they will take. After doing so, he is able to move to exterminate the threat. Nico is one of my favorite characters, and I hope he can start for Blue Lock 11 once again. Nico was able to shut down 2 of Otoshi's passes, once against Sendo and another against Shido. No one else was able to do that twice except for Rin. This is a big thing for Nico as it showcases his potential. He can become a very good player as he is like a defensive Asagi and has the potential to eventually meet up with him. I think Nico is very underrated and I hope he gets more recognition later on in the series. Next we have Gagamaro. Now Gagamaro has become the goalkeeper for Blue Lock and has had some game-changing moments to stop opponents. I still feel like recently in the NEL he hasn't gotten too much recognition anymore and he is now being dueled by Boro in the current match. Moon-chan has not lost a match yet in the NEL and Gagamaro has been a key component to that, but I still think Gagamaro can improve a lot to becoming a world-class goalkeeper. With Gagamaro's spring-like body, Gagamaro's naturally long limbs and his excellent body control allow him to adapt to nearly any pass or downright any play. He can propel his body forward, which he uses for all types of shots, tackles, and goal saves. He also had an explosive reaction with his natural physical disposition. Gagamaro is able to react to the ball quick and without wasted movement in order to perform last-second headers and goal saves. Once Gagamaro is able to identify the trajectory of a moving ball, he uses his explosive reaction speed to jump to the other side of the goal net and punch the ball away. I hope to see Gagamaro shine more as the NEL comes to a turn. He will be a key component as Blue Lock's goalkeeper, and he will continue to go head-to-head against some of the top strikers everywhere. Next we have Tokumitsu. Now Tokumitsu was one of the top 3 players heading into the second selection. He had amazing muscle ability and was a great player, but we did not see him play in the under 20 match. Tokumitsu's greatest weapon is his physical strength, which is among the top in Blue Lock. He's been compared to a muscle bullet by Isagi, and even someone as strong as Baro can barely budge him in a direct contest of physical strength. This level of strength allows Tokumitsu to use his shoulder to charge past an opponent or to block them off from the ball, making him a good target to hold the ball and set up further plays. Tokumitsu is also known for his extraordinary quickness, both with and without the ball at his feet. By using his physical strength, Tokumitsu can make quick and sharp turns while running in order to change direction at a rapid pace. It is his quickness that allowed him to continuously hound Bachira until he had stolen the ball. Despite the latter's skill and despite the fact that he had reacted late, he is also able to perform quick dribbles drifting left and right faster than Isagi can react, which in combination with his immense strength allows him to blow past opponents. Another notable weapon Tokumitsu has is his unlimited stamina. During a high-level match, whereas most players will sooner or later begin to feel the burn in the endgame, Tokumitsu is an exception in that his stamina allows him to continue to operate at almost full capacity. It is during the second selection where Rin took advantage of this weapon and break through the white team's formation, with Tokumitsu only being stopped by desperate and illegal attacks from both Jigiri and Baro. Tokumitsu's unlimited stamina makes him a formidable opponent, especially in the late stages of a match. Now Tokumitsu plays for France's PXG, so I wonder if they will utilize him in that game and just what kind of person he can become. He lacks self-confidence a lot in himself, but has shown he can become a dangerous opponent when trying to score. His muscle build is very rare for him and he's tough against many opponents. I can't wait to see just what kind of player he can turn into. And last but not least, we have Zentetsu. Now Zentetsu played with Nagi and Rio back in the first selection on Team Y. He also plays for France's PXG. Zentetsu's greatest weapon is his explosive acceleration. Zentetsu's acceleration is a key weapon in his arsenal. With his quick reactions and incredible acceleration, he can react to any movement his opponent makes and intercept them. Jigiri noted that within 10 meters, even he cannot overcome Zentetsu's acceleration, indicating that Zentetsu's speed is the most dangerous over short distances. Zentetsu also has a powerful and accurate left foot shot. His favorite tactic during the game is to use his speed to bypass the defender, before cutting inside to his own shooting zone and firing a shot on goal. This shot is incredibly fast and accurate, but Zentetsu can also convert it into a cross to pass to another player in the box. I feel under the guidance of Loki, Zentetsu can become a powerful force as Loki also has tremendous speed. We have seen Zentetsu be able to do a lot when he's surrounded by the right people. He can easily become another great player with his amazing speed and acceleration, and I'm hinting at a future where he does play for PXG against Moon-chan. Well, these are my list of people that I felt are underrated in Blue Lock. Let me know how you guys feel about this list and do you agree or disagree. I love how Blue Lock has so many characters you can like, so it is hard to have everyone be able to play. But I know the World Cup can introduce many different tactics and rotations that could allow many to play. We will see that as the NEL continues to rise up and we still wait for the greatest matchup ever, PXG vs Moon-chan. I can't wait as the story continues to pump us up for what comes next. Well, I thank you guys for watching the video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll be back in the next one. Peace.